Hello, welcome to Fulbright Education. Assalamu alaikum, bonjour, namaste, sat sri akal, all the other greetings that I usually give. Just pretend I've given them all, okay? Right, today, thank you first of all for joining us. Now, today I'm not going to be promoting a university. You'll be happy to hear. I have such a special guest just for you. Someone who has come all the way from Bangladesh, who's actually is a success story for students. And I thought I have to bring him on just to show you that what you want in life, if it's in here, you can do it. Okay, right. So I'm going to start with the comments. If you can see me, if you can hear me, can you please type and let me know? Okay, whether in YouTube or whether in Facebook, it doesn't matter. If you're actually watching me after the event, welcome. Okay, so guys, if you can see me out there, students, parents, teachers, colleagues, any of you, if you're out there, it'd be great to know where you're coming from, where you're actually watching us from, and I would love to mention the country that you are watching us from. Okay, so yes, so keep typing. I can't see you guys typing, so start typing now. Let me introduce you to my guest. Okay, let me just get it up for you. Okay, so my guest is Mohi from Bangladesh, but he's in the UK at the moment. So basically, to begin with, he did his SSC and HSC in Bangladesh. And then from Shah Jalal University of Science and Technology, he gained a first class in his BSc in engineering. After he completed his first class, he applied to study in the UK, and he applied for MSc in Structural Engineering at London South Bank University, and mashallah, he got a distinction from the masters. So a very good student. So he got his first class at Shah Jalal University, and then he moved on to getting a distinction, which is the same as getting a first class at South Bank University in London. After he graduated, this is a bit of his life story, he worked for 6 months for a construction company. Eventually, with a lot of determination and hard work, he established his own consultancy company in 2014, so not very long ago. Every year, year on year, his company activities has been expanding and he's been getting busier. Now he has employed staff to prepare drawings and structural calculations. The name of his company is GR Engineers, and they actually prepare architectural drawings, building regulations, and structural calculations for home extensions, new builds, and commercial projects. Okay, so I hope that will help you to understand the success of our student, that if you study in the UK, you can build your own future, literally, and he is in structural engineering. Okay, remember, we need to see if our guest will actually agree with me. So here we go. Without further ado, my guest, Mohi. Hello, assalamu alaikum.
Hello, walaikum assalam.
Ramadan Mubarak.
Ramadan Mubarak. Yeah,
okay.
To you as well.
Thank you, Mohi. Right. So basically, I just want to know, how is business during the pandemic? How is it at the moment?
We are still catching up. It's fine. At the moment, it's picking up. Before it was a bit slow, but now it's getting better.
Fantastic, Masha. That's really good news. Right, I just want to welcome our guests. So we have some students, Mohi, so let's say hello to them. We have Muhammad Kamal Hussain from Bangladesh. Assalamu alaikum. Hello. Muhammad Jalaluddin, Ramadan Mubarak to you too. So thank you. Right, so I'll just move straight on to the questions. Okay, so these are pertinent questions for you guys. So here we go. Right, so Mohi, I just want to know, I've given us a small introduction about yourself. What I'd like to know, so from Shah Jalal University, was it just generic general engineering that you studied?
It was civil engineering, but it was all in all. Everything was there, like transportation, water supply engineering, environmental, everything was a bit of it is mixed up, everything. And structural engineering was one of the core subjects.
Brilliant. So, so why did you choose structural engineering as your MSc when you want to study in the UK? Why structural?
Yeah, structural engineering got good prospect in this country, and government is always funding it. Every time you'll see on the news, the government is funding on construction site. So
really?
is encouraged, like planning, structural development is encouraged by the government. And now nowadays planning become very easy. You can get easy planning permission for extension or new built houses, and that's why I thought it would be a good choice for me to study the structural engineering.
Fantastic. Oh, brilliant. So it's a good choice. It's a very good choice. Yeah, brilliant. So I'm just doing a banner for you. Sorry, UK government welcomes structural engineers. So I'm just putting that on. So here we go. So just put that live. Okay, right, no problem. So basically, the next question which I want to know, that you studied, which university did you graduate from, Mohi?
From London South Bank University. Yeah.
Okay. So did you apply to any other universities?
Yes, I applied to the Imperial College and City University is another one. And I got chance in geotechnical engineering in City University. Yeah, sorry, Imperial College. But my intention was to study in structural engineering. That's why I left this course for structural engineering.
So you got an offer at Imperial College, but because you wanted to study structural engineering, so you preferred to go to. My goodness, such a decision!
And the tuition fee was very high in the Imperial College. It was like 17,000. With South Bank, it was £9,000, 9,500, and I can do like part-time study there. So it was easy for me to join with them because they invited the part-time study. They introduced this newly that year.
Okay. So, ladies and gentlemen, just in case you're wondering, Mohi, he hasn't recently graduated. When did you graduate, Mohi?
From
your masters. From your masters,
2011.
Okay. So, ladies and gentlemen, please don't be confused. So basically, Mohi, are you trying to say that the higher the ranking the university, the fees, they do differ?
Higher, yeah, they do differently, and I've seen all about the focus on the fees. This is the main thing for them. But if you have IELTS score better, then it helps you enroll in this university.
Okay.
But the fee was higher at that time for Imperial College and UCL. They are expensive at that time.
Yes, they are world class. They're highly ranked universities.
Highly ranked.
Yeah. So basically, mashallah, Mohi, you are a first class student from Bangladesh. So how did you? Was it hard for you to study structural engineering in the UK after completing your degree in Shah Jalal University?
At the beginning, I found it's difficult. Yeah, at the beginning, I found it harder to catch all the classes. Then some of the teachers used to help me a lot, and I used to go to their office if I feel any difficulty with any problems. And they used to help me a lot on this.
Okay. So basically, ladies and gentlemen, if you are listening out there, let me see. I just want to see if there's any students out there. Let's have a look. Okay, Jakir Hussain, Assalamu alaikum, Ramadan Mubarak to you. Tufail Ahmed, Ramadan Mubarak. Hasmat, Assalamu alaikum, hello. We have, so Mohi, we have several guests with us today. We have Tariq Rahman on Facebook. Happy to hear from Fulbright Education, Ramadan Mubarak to you too. Okay, so basically, ladies and gentlemen, all we want to say, look, we have a young man here, Mohi, who is actually a first class student. It doesn't matter what classification you are. When you come to a different country, it's not going to be easy. It does take time. So obviously for you, you had the support, you asked them questions, you knocked on their door. Is that what you did?
Yeah.
So it helps. You have to go out there. You have to
all the teachers were very helpful to me, and sometimes they used to offer one-to-one basis, teaching to me, and I used to go to them. And even after I finished the degree, I still go to them for any kind of structural calculations, any kind of difficulties. If I feel in my professional life, I always approach them.
Okay, so that's fantastic. So you've kept connection with your university as an alumni. Mashallah, that's brilliant. Okay, right. So there you go. Are you listening, everybody, students? I want you to all come apply. Come to Fulbright Education. Right. Okay. So so at the time, if you could tell me, another question which students have, Mohi, is how did you manage working part-time and studying at the same? How did you manage to do the two?
I had a full-time work, and at that same time I did part-time study. and I had to speak to my line manager about the part-time study, and he he was okay with me to continue the job. So that's why I managed it easily.
Okay,
But he
mashallah.
was
So
kind to me. The
he was
manager was kind
supportive.
to me. Yeah, he
Right.
supported me.
Yeah. Basically, students, if you remember what I said earlier, if you want to get a visa in the UK, it will be for full-time work. So if you look at any part-time courses, you can't get a student visa for that. It has to be for full-time education. It's a higher education institute. And also, the number of hours you can work is 20 hours a week during when university is open. Brilliant. Okay, well, I just had to say that just so that we don't confuse anybody. Okay, so you started your course, you came from Bangladesh, missing home, adjusting yourself. When did you actually start applying for jobs? Was it during the course or at the end?
No, right after the course, when the course is completed, then I was looking for job, and I was working part-time in a construction company for 6 months. So from there, I got the training, and I got used to with the softwares. Then after 6 months, I started doing my own business.
Okay.
And first, I was working as a freelancer. Then in 2016, I opened my own company, and GR Engineers Limited is the company name.
GR Engineers, yes. So if you want to know what he's talking about, it's in the description. Okay, Mohi, if you don't mind me asking, so we're going to talk in Bangla because Mohi is from Bangladesh. So I'm sure if any of you out there who's from Bangladesh, I'm sure you'd love to hear from him in Bangla. But just for everybody else, Mohi. So I keep calling him Mohit, but it's actually Mohi. Okay, right. Any advice you'd give to students watching this webinar right now about UK university admissions? Is this a good time? Would you advise people to?
Yeah, first of all, they should get higher score in the IELTS exam. They should perform well, and in order to get a chance in good universities, because the IELTS score is higher for better universities, 7 to upward, like this.
Okay.
And if they start studying at UK, they should follow the lectures. Whatever lectures teachers are giving, they should follow it, and they should not spend time on spare activities. It's in the UK universities. All of the university got some activities. They should not spend much time on this, because they should focus on their study. Yeah.
So are you trying to say that there's many distractions, but it's best to be focused because the future is brighter? Okay, that's good. Right. Okay, we have some more guests. Thank you, students, for coming. Thank you, Mohi. That's really helpful. Can you see? We're hearing from a first-class student that when it comes to the UK, you must focus. There will be distractions. Mohi knows that very well. But if you're focused, your life will be brighter. And we have a very good example here. So, alhamdulillah, that's really good. Right, we have Shahriya Hussein. Hello, Assalamu alaikum. Sorry, we just showed these messages. So thank you, Shahriya, for coming. Assalamu alaikum. We've got Sultan Mahbub. He's asking other students to ask questions. Good, thank you, Sultan. Right, okay, so any more, now that you're an engineer, you're a senior structural engineer for GR Engineers, it's your firm, and you're the director of the company, so mashallah, that's fantastic. Is there any advice you'd give for anybody out there who's watching who's an engineer right now in any parts of the world? What advice would you give them to study in the UK?
Yeah, they should actually contact with relevant colleges who will offer those courses, and I think they should contact you as well, so you can help them or guide them through to get good chance in the UK. And IELTS score should be there. And another thing, if they start studying, they should follow the lectures. They should solve past 3-4 years questions before they start sitting in the exam. They should follow those things as well. Past papers. That's what I did for myself, and I was following like 3-4 years exams, solving them. And if I found something difficult, then I used to contact the teacher, and they used to help me to solve them. And sometimes it's not on South Bank University. Anybody can solve other universities' questions like Imperial College or UCL. because there are some good questions on the past years.
Okay, and that because of that, you alhamdulillah you got your distinction. So doing past papers for several years before your
Several
exam,
years, 3-4
several
years is fine.
yeah,
but look for different universities past
as
exam
well.
papers. This is
That's a
better.
good tip. That's a good tip. That's a good.
Because
I hope
one of our lecturer was from actually from Imperial College. He was the designer of tunneling for Jubilee Line. His name was Mr. Mike Gunn, and he was the temporary teacher for our transportation course. So he used to tell us, solve those questions from different universities, then you will get good result, distinction, or better result.
That's very good advice. We have to remember that, students. So if you do come to the UK, inshallah, obviously, like Mohi said, contact me. So if you've got this, hold on. As you can see, I've written down in there, I don't know, where's my finger? There it is. Okay, it says UK government welcomes structural engineers. Actually, all engineers. Okay, there is a shortage of engineers in the UK.
Even transportation engineering.
There you go. We have an engineer in our webinar. So we have our guest here who is a structural engineer, and he is telling you direct, he's in the profession, that there is a demand. If you have a brother or sister, cousins, anybody who is an engineer at home, they're in the pandemic, you have evidence here that despite the pandemic in the UK, there is work. But you have to be a good student, and like Mohi said, revise your exams like 3 or 4 years worth before the exam, and if maybe get past paper from the previous years, and maybe get it from other universities as well. Right, Mohi, we've got some questions very quickly. Thank you, Mohit Ilyas. Hello, assalamu alaikum. Joshim Ahmed, thank you for your support. Jazakallah. Right, Tariq Rahman has got a question for us, Mohi. Is it possible to work part-time beside postgrad in this pandemic? Can a student bear his education expense by himself? Now, if Mohi, can I answer that question? Then you can support me, please. Right. So first of all, as you know, Tariq, thank you for your question. You need to be able to consider this. You need to be able to show that you have the means to afford the course. And I'd suggest that you actually bring that money to the UK. Okay, now Mohi would be able to support me. He lives in London, so he knows this. There are many international students who did suffer during the pandemic when there was no work. Okay, they used food banks and things like that. So আমি হাত জোড় কে আমি বলছি সবাইকে জানাচ্ছি আপনাদের পয়সা নিয়ে আসবেন. Okay, don't just rely on deposits.
Because that time I was not international student at that time.
Okay.
I was like home student. So I had the full-time, I had the opportunity to start the full-time work and manage the study. But whoever international, they should think about their funds. They should take their funds with them, bring them here. Then they can carry on the work, study. Because if they concentrate on work, sometimes some jobs are like cash in. They will lose the focus on the study. So this is not advisable for them to work in this UK.
Yeah, I mean, there's a limit. There is a reason why. I don't know, Tariq, if you know this, right to me, if you know, walaikum assalam, Noor Alam, walaikum assalam. Right, Tariq, I don't know if you know, you're allowed to work 20 hours. There's a reason. Okay, there is a reason. Research shows that you can work up to 20 hours. If you do more than that, that will have an impact on your studies. And like Mohi said, your main focus is studying. Okay, your life will be bright after graduation anyway, but 20 hours is your limit. Now, you did ask in your question, where is it? There's a question there, that can you survive by yourself? You can get work. We're not going to guarantee it. I'm not going to say that. If you come to my city, Leicester, we are surrounded by warehouses, sandwich factories, sausage factories, food factories, clothes factories, where you can work 20 hours. My own students who have come into the UK after quarantine, they've started work straight away. Okay, they just had a decent CV. I told them which agencies to go to. Shatta, straight away. Okay, but what I'm trying to say is bring all of your money here. Okay, now I just want to say, Mohi, De Montfort University, what they do, a big plug for De Montfort University, is that you can actually pay 50% of your fee to begin with, and the rest of your fee you pay in installments. So Fulbright Education is an authorized partner for De Montfort University in Leicester. Tariq, if you're interested, DM me. You can do installments, either 4 installments or 7 installments, not a problem. So at least the tension will be less. Okay, right. Can we talk in Bangla? We've got 2 minutes left because I need to pick up my son. Right. So, Ji, Mohi Sahib, আপনি বলেন, এমনি বাংলায় আপনি ইচ্ছা মতো আপনি কথা বলবেন, যে আপনি উপদেশ দিয়েন যারা শুনছে, যারা বাংলাদেশ থেকে শুনছে আর দেখছে আপনাকে, যে আপনি তাদেরকে কি উপদেশ দিতে পারবেন এই দেশে লেখাপড়া করার জন্য আর ফুলব্রাইট ব্যাপারে, যদি কোনো উপদেশ থাকে।
লেখাপড়ার জন্য আমি বলতে পারবো যে রিয়েলি আপনি যদি গুড ফিউচার চান তাইলে ইউকে উড বি দা বেস্ট প্লেস। এখানে স্টাডি করলে আপনার জন্য ভালো হবে, এন্ড এই জন্য আপনার ফুল প্রিপারেশন উইথ দ্য ফাইন্যান্স, এন্ড আপনার ফুল প্রিপারেশন থাকতে হবে উইথ এন্ট্রি লেভেল কোর্স এগুলার উপর। আপনি এই জন্য আফসানা আপার সাথে আপনি দেখা করতে পারেন, ওনাদের ফুল ব্রিজ ওরা সব ইয়ে করে দিবে, ওরা মানে সব ব্যবস্থা করে দিবে।
সো বেসিক্যালি, আচ্ছা আপনি তো মহি সাহেব, আপনি তো শাহজালাল ইউনিভার্সিটি থেকে এসেছেন, তাহলে নিশ্চয়ই অনেক ধরনের ইঞ্জিনিয়ার থাকবে। তো যারা বাসায় বসে আছে, এখন প্যান্ডেমিক চলছে, তো আপনি কিভাবে তাদেরকে বলবেন যে এখন সেপ্টেম্বর চলে আসছে, তাহলে আপনি কি মনে করেন, মানে তাদের কি করা উচিত, মানে ওই সেপ্টেম্বর ওইটা ইনটেকটা পাওয়ার জন্য আপনি কি মনে করেন?
অ্যাট লিস্ট বাসায় বসে যদি তারা ইউকে তে বা আমেরিকাতে আসতে চায়, লাইক ফরেন স্টাডি ইউকেতে, নট আমেরিকা, তারা আইএলটিএস কোর্স করতে হবে, এখন প্রিপারেশন করতে হবে। আর তারা বেশি বেশি ইংলিশ ভিডিওস এগুলা দেখতে হবে, ইংলিশে পারদর্শী হতে হবে, এন্ড তখন তাদের কোর্স ইজি হবে ইউকেতে আসলে।
হ্যাঁ, ঠিক আছে। সো বেসিক্যালি মহি সাহেব অনেকবার বারবার বলছেন, শুধু একবার বলেননি, উনি অনেকবার বলেছেন যে ইংলিশটাই মেইন হচ্ছে, ওই টাইম ইংলিশটাই দরকার, কোনো মতো আসলে হবে না। বিশেষ করে ইঞ্জিনিয়ারিং কোর্সে তো ডিমান্ড অফ ইংলিশ অনেক হাই। আমি বুঝতে পারছি এটুকুই, ম্যাথমেটিক্যাল কোর্স, এটা সায়েন্টিফিক কোর্স, তারপরেই ইংলিশ যে লেভেলটা, তাদের চাহিদা, ইউনিভার্সিটির চাহিদাটা হচ্ছে একটু হাই। মোহি ইউনিভার্সিটি হচ্ছে IELTS 6.5, বিভিন্ন ইউনিভার্সিটিতে বিভিন্ন রিকোয়ারমেন্ট, কিন্তু মোহি ইউনিভার্সিটির জন্য 6.5। ওকে, তো যদি আপনারা আসতে চান, আমাদের ইমেল অ্যাড্রেস এখানে আছে, আমাদের ওয়েবসাইট আছে। যদি আপনি মনে করেন আপনি আসতে চান সেপ্টেম্বরের জন্য, আপনি আমাদের সাথে যোগাযোগ করবেন। রাইট। সো মহি সাহেব, অনেক অনেক ধন্যবাদ আপনার এখানে আসার জন্য। আমি আশা করি যে সবাই আপনার এক্সপিরিয়েন্স থেকে ওরা শিখবে, ওরা ইন্সপিরেশন পাবে, যেহেতু লেখাপড়া করাতে একটা কথা আছে না বাংলা, লেখাপড়া করে সে গাড়ি ঘোড়ার কথা জান না, কিন্তু অনেক অনেক উজ্জ্বলতা, সরি আমার বাংলা ইজ বাড, অনেক আমাদের ফিউচার, ভবিষ্যৎ আপনার অনেক অনেক উজ্জ্বল। বিশেষ করে আমি ওনাকে, মহি সাহেবকে আমি এখানে নিয়ে এসেছি কারণ ইঞ্জিনিয়ার, ইউকে তে ইঞ্জিনিয়ারদের দরকার, তাদের শর্টেজ আছে। আপনারা শুধু আসবেন, অ্যাপ্লিকেশন নিয়ে আসেন।
বিগ শর্টেজ, এন্ড ট্রান্সপোর্টেও শর্টেজ আছে।
এক্স্যাক্টলি। আর শুধু ইউকেতে না, গ্রাজুয়েশনের পর আপনি যে কোনো দেশে আপনি কাজ করতে পারবেন, কিন্তু মেইন হচ্ছে ফুলব্রাইট এডুকেশনের সাথে যোগাযোগ করেন আমাদের সাথে। হ্যাঁ, আর তারপরে আমরা আপনাকে ইনশাল্লাহ সাহায্য করতে পারবো ইউনিভার্সিটি অ্যাপ্লাই করার জন্য। সো সিলেটি, আচ্ছা সোহেল সাহেব বলছেন সিলেটিতে কথা বলতে, ওকে ঠিক আছে, তাহলে আচ্ছা মেয়ে সাহেব, তাহলে কইলাম কাফনে
ও তো আপনি বালা স্টাডি করতে হইব দেশের গ্রাজুয়েট ডিগ্রি, মানে আপনি যখন গ্রাজুয়েট করবা তখন আপনি ফুল ফোকাস করবা আপনার আন্ডার গ্রাজুয়েট ডিগ্রি ভালো হইতে হইব। এই বেসিক হইলে ঠিক আছে, বেসিক ফার্স্ট ক্লাস, বাট বিলো হইতো না, বিলো হইলে ইউকে ইউনিভার্সিটি প্রবলেম করবো, আপনারে ইজিলি মানে এনরোল করতে দিত না, হইব আপনার স্কোর ব্যাড। তারা আমার স্কোর দেখছে, তারা ম্যাচ করছে ইউকে লগে, কয়টা এ আছে কয়টা বি আছে, ওটা আপনার দেখতে হইব।
সো বেসিক্যালি মহি সাহেব থাইন তো ফার্স্ট ক্লাস স্টুডেন্ট, আসলে উনি হচ্ছেন ফার্স্ট ক্লাস স্টুডেন্ট, এর লাগে আল্লাহর রহমত। দেখো আপনার দেখো থাইন ইম্পেরিয়াল কলেজে, ওটা ওয়ার্ল্ড ক্লাস ইউনিভার্সিটি, থাইন হনো না গিয়া থাইন অন্য ইউনিভার্সিটি কাছে ফান, থাইন সাবজেক্ট একটা থাইন দেখছেন যে নাম বড় না খাম বড়, কোনটা কোনটা।
আমি ফিউচারও আমার তো ইন্টেনশন আছে, আমি স্ট্রাকচার ইঞ্জিনিয়ারিং ফার্ম খুলবো, এখন আমার ইন্টেনশন নাই যে আমি সয়েল ইঞ্জিনিয়ারিং ও স্টাডি করবো, জিওটেকনিক্যাল ইঞ্জিনিয়ারিং ও। আর তারা ডিনে আমার কল করছে যে হইছে যে তারা তুমি 17,500 পে করলে দেন ইউ ক্যান টেক দ্য মাস্টার্স। আমরা ইউনিভার্সিটি তো যদি এই লোয়ার গ্রেড ও পাও and you will get chance everywhere in the UK. আমরা একটা ভালো রেপুটেশন আছে। তখন আমি তারে অফার দিছি যে 17,500 I don't mind paying this, আমি তোমার পে করব, কিন্তু তুমি আমারে দেও স্ট্রাকচারাল ইঞ্জিনিয়ারিং কোর্স। তখন therefore স্ট্রাকচারাল ইঞ্জিনিয়ারিং কোর্স অলরেডি ইন্টারন্যাশনাল স্টুডেন্টে ফুলফিল করে দিছে, তারা ফিল আপ হয়ে গেছে। আমি লেট আসলাম, আমি আই অ্যাপ্লাইড লেট ইউনিভার্সিটি লাইফ, আমি ডিলে করতাম।
এটা সবই আল্লাহর হুকুম, don't worry about it. এটা সবই আল্লাহর ইচ্ছা। Okay, so basically we have to go right. So basically postgraduate লাগে, for example, যদি আচ্ছা I'm going to talk in শুদ্ধ সবার জন্য। So basically আপনি যদি ডিমোফি ইউনিভার্সিটি যদি পড়তে চান, তাদের রিকোয়ারমেন্ট হচ্ছে 4 বছরের ডিগ্রি। যদি 4 বছর ব্যাচেলার ডিগ্রি করেছেন from BUET, BUET, তাহলে মিনিমাম 55% লাগবে, নইলে 3.75 out of 4। যদি বুয়েটের বদলা যদি অন্য ইউনিভার্সিটি আপনি গ্রাজুয়েশন করেছেন, it has to be 4-year degree from a good recognized university আর মিনিমাম 60%। আর যদি আপনি ওইটা বুঝেন না, তাহলে ওইটা হচ্ছে GPA 3 out of 4। ওকে, 3 out of 4 যদি আপনি পান, অ্যাপ্লাই। ওকে, আমি ইনশাআল্লাহ আপনাকে হেল্প করব, ডোন্ট ওয়ারি। যদি মন খারাপ করবেন না, যদি 3 এর নিচে যদি হয়, তারপরেও সুযোগ আছে, দরকারে প্রি মাস্টার্স করবেন। ওকে, সো আমরা হচ্ছে প্রি মাস্টারের জন্য আমার অথরাইজ পার্টনার, ইনশাআল্লাহ আমি সাহায্য করতে পারবো। কিন্তু অবশ্যই অনেক ধন্যবাদ। এখানে আমরা বিদায় নিচ্ছি ইনশাআল্লাহ। where are you? I can't see, আপনার স্ক্রিন দেখতে পাচ্ছি না। রাইট, সো বেসিক্যালি অনেক ধন্যবাদ মহি সাহেব। আশা করি এটা স্টুডেন্টদের জন্য এটা লাভ হয়, কারণ ওইটার জন্য আমরা আছি এখানে। Students, from next week we're going to have another webinar that's going to be a Ramadan special with Oxford International. So যারা ডিগ্রি যারা 3.0 এর নিচে যদি হয়, যদি ব্যাচেলর ডাইরেক্ট না পায়, you can come to that webinar and I'll help you with everything, inshallah. It's a Ramadan special, so I'll have lots of guests. Okay, so thank you Mohi সাহেব, অনেক ধন্যবাদ।
Thank you.
No problem. I thank you students for coming, and I'll see you later. Allah Hafiz. Assalamu alaikum.